All right, so you're hanging out.
Yeah.
You are in a pretty good mood, you know?
Any particular reason?
Yeah, you're traveling.
I'm traveling, like currently traveling.
You're doing a road gig. And
Okay. Where?
McLean, Virginia.
Oh shit. Home of the Hamlet.
You're doing a private gig in the Hamlet.
Oh fuck.
So what happened was you got uh booked. There's like this community group in the Hamlet in McLean, Virginia called the Hamlet Helpers, and they're a
Hamlet
group.
helpers. Oh man. Is that like
And
like a neighborhood watch association type of thing?
no, it's like they're it's like a charity group. They get together, and it's almost like what do you call like a work camp or whatever, non-denominational, where you go and like you fix people's houses up and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's what it is. It's mostly like a an excuse for the gang to get together, you know, and put they basically what they do is they get together, the Hamlet Helpers, and they find a house that needs some just needs some love, you know, and
Yeah.
so they go there and they fix the house up. They get everything done within about they give themselves a 24-hour period. It's there's like a lot of people involved with this. There's like a lot of different families in the hamlet. Some of the most prominent people in the neighborhood are in this group.
Yeah. How
Uh,
many how many people would you say?
there's about 50.
Holy shit. The
Yeah.
Hamlet is a big enough like subdivision that it can support a 50 person
Oh,
charity, as you're calling
oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're that charitable. Hey, that's great. Good for
Yeah.
them. The Hamlet helpers.
The Hamlet Helpers, and and so they've started to like the Hamlet. This is a few years down the road. The Hamlet has started to like expand a little bit. Normally, it's a neighborhood, where all the different uh streets are named after Shakespeare and stuff like that. Neighborhood that I grew up in Burnhamwood Drive. But the neighborhood is starting to get like a little bit more kind of, aggressive with its expansion.
What the fuck does that even mean? How does a neighborhood just expand, Pat?
So there's
How does
a
this happen?
so you're not really and totally certain. There's a few details that you feel like that have to be missing on this, but basically, from what you can gather, there's just nearby neighborhoods that have just been taken over by the Hamlet. Some of them go willingly. Some of them, it is what it is as the Hamlet Helpers.
What the fuck does this even mean? What are the ramifications of the Hamlet expanding aggressively?
So what'll happen is there's a neighborhood across the street uh, from the Hamlet. Um, it's called the Old Dominion Dames. It was
Oh.
a neighborhood that was built in the 1800s. It's like all women's neighborhood, first of its kind. Now it's no longer like that, but that's where the name comes from. And so they basically what happens is they've knocked down those signs and put up Hamlet signs where the Old Dominion Dames used to be, and they've renamed a few of the streets to make them Shakespeare. So like one of them, it was um, Main Street,
Yeah.
but now it's called Anne Hathaway Boulevard.
So the Hamlet just expects all these people to update their address to some Shakespearean bullshit. They got to go to the DMV. They got to fucking update their fucking Pizza Hut app. Like all of this
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Uh-huh.
what a pain in the ass
Yeah,
it
but
would have to be.
yeah, but there's
And the government just like recognizes this.
again, these are a few of the details that you're a little in the dark about.
They
But
seem like pretty big fucking details, Pat.
There was also a street in formerly the Old Dominion Dames, currently uh Hamlet, the Hamlet. Um, there on the other side of this is they call it the Hamlet on the other side because they've taken over like some of the neighborhoods on the other side of Lewinsville Road. So there was a street in that old
Battle
neighbor.
of Lewinsville Road.
That's how some people are looking at it.
Yeah, man.
So there was a street in there that used to be called Willow Bend Creek Road Street, and they now it's called
Infuriating. It's fucking so stupid.
now it's called uh Hamnet Road.
Hamnet.
So Anne Hathaway.
This all
So
is terrible.
no, Anne Hathaway was the name of Shakespeare's wife, and Hamnet was the name of his son.
Hamlet, Hamnet.
Yeah. So yeah, So anyway, so you are traveling into Northern Virginia to do this gig for the Hamlet Helpers.
Yeah.
So you're kind of excited. You've always been excited to jump on an airplane.
I mean, especially if I'm going to the Hamlet to get to see, you know,
Yeah.
so the origin
Oh yeah,
source.
the source. And you kind of think about that as you're flying in. You're thinking about all those landmark Hamlet spots that you've been told about over the years.
Kelly Lake or Kelly Pond.
Kelly Park. Yeah,
Kelly Park. That's what it
the
was.
pond. Yeah,
The Narrows. I try to find that spot.
you find the Narrows. I pointed out to you. It's a gig that I was going to do, but I couldn't. I couldn't make it. So I was
Yeah.
like, I told you about the gig. Or I got you the gig or whatever.
Oh, thank you. You
You're
couldn't
welcome.
make it.
No. I was. I thought I could make it to do this like private gig in the Hamlet, but I was double booked. Uh, I'm also I'm booked to host the AVN Awards.
Yeah. Yeah. Why on earth are you hosting the AVN Awards?
They just their people reached out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a like like a study kind of, and they found
Yeah.
out that the
You would
highest number
consume
of
more
porn
pornography than anyone on the planet Earth.
than anyone in Austin. Yeah, and like at first I'm like, well, no, like I do have a roommate, but like he's never around.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely you.
Well, I mean, all and whenever people ask me about that, I just go, look, all I know is that look, that's what they said. I'm not saying it's me who's watching it. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but I mean it's certain it's definitely you.
Oh, it clearly is. Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
but
So you're hosting the AVN Awards.
yep,
So I get to do your gig and down the road from your parents' home.
yeah. You're actually staying at my parents' home.
Man, that rules.
Yeah. You land in Reagan National Airport in Washington D.C., our nation's capital. And as you fly over it, you kind of look down and you see all the Washington, the Washington D.C. monuments. You see the actual Washington Monument. Um,
America's cock.
yeah, it looks just like a cock that day, dude.
Yeah.
It shines in the sunlight, and you look at it, and like,
America's BWC.
yeah, you see the Lincoln Memorial, you see the White House, and as you land, you kind of like you just find yourself involuntarily like kind of like saluting, like
No. I'm not saluting anything. Are you fucking kidding me?
well, you know, like I mean,
Why
like
would I?
you're like looking out the window, and you just kind of feel patriotic, you know what I mean? And like, you land, you just you're psyched, you see the Potomac River, you think of George
Oh,
Washington,
cool.
yeah,
Cool. Great.
Potomac River,
I don't know shit about US history. I don't know anything about US history.
right?
I have no idea what happened on the Potomac River. Washington was on it. on a boat at one point? Is that
He
the
was.
famous painting of him?
Huh? Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah.
but I have no idea what the significance of that moment is.
No, and you never do. You never learn. So you land. You do your involuntary little salute.
That's
Um,
not saluting
you
anything.
get off. Uh, you take an Uber home. Uh, you look
To your
down.
parents' place?
Yeah, you look down. It says like the Uber's approaching. It's this guy, L Brandy. You get
Oh
in.
no.
He drives you home in like complete silence, and
Yeah,
he pulls into the hamlet. He pulls onto yeah, I guess that's Falstaff. He pulls onto Falstaff Road, makes a very sharp right onto Burnham Wood Drive. Very sharp.
yeah,
Pulls up in front of my parents' house and like pulls into the driveway, but pulls
yeah.
into the
Okay.
driveway like so quickly that like I actually like texted you like, hey, make sure the driver knows that I guess my parents there's some kind of like bump they haven't gotten a chance to fix too, so I don't
Well,
want the
it's a
car.
driveway. There's a slope.
Yeah, and they really
There's an
there's
incline.
yeah, and so I'm like just make sure that you warn the guy, but he does it so fast that he just like bottoms the fuck out and he
Oh,
is
El
pissed.
Brandy.
He's not happy.
El
So
Brandy. You gotta be more careful, my man.
yeah.
El
So
Brandy.
you get out. Um they left they're like, yeah, just doors unlocked or whatever, just come on in. So
Okay.
come into the house. Uh you see my parents there. They're like, oh hey Aaron. They're like, you're here a little early. They're like, slightly out of breath, but you're like you kind of just chalk it up to
Yeah.
them. Yeah, and like the back door's open, so you're like they're probably just outside walking. So
But
you get
they're like visibly out of breath.
yeah, and my dad looks slightly annoyed to see you.
Yeah.
So you
I
kind of
would say I'm sorry. I apologize if I interrupted anything.
he goes, oh no, I mean no.
Again, so thank you for having me. It's
They
nice to
go
see you both.
they go of course, and then he go and then like you go upstairs to like get settled in and stuff like that. The
Yeah.
gig is that night.
Okay.
So you go there at 8 o'clock.
It's in the hamlet. Like, where is there like a little community building at the
No,
hamlet or something? Or
it's in somebody's house, and
oh, okay,
so
gotcha.
it's a
It's a house
thing.
show at the hamlet.
It's a house show at the Hamlet, yeah. And so you get to Macbeth Street, pull in, or you walk in rather. It's a neighborhood. Um, like you get there at 8 o'clock. This woman opens the door. She's like, "Oh, I'd recognize that mug any fucking place I ever looked." She goes, "Hey, my name is Cassandra Weavings, and I'm the host."
Sandra Weavings.
Yeah, and like this woman is a woman that you have done a few like video chats with and stuff like that. Just for me to be like, oh, this is Aaron. Like this is
Okay, so
your
she's
hired.
somebody that you know.
Yeah, I know her, and like you've talked to her once
Okay.
or twice. So like,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah. And she goes, and then she like looks you up and down, and she goes, I'd know it anywhere.
That's a little intense
Yeah. So
for an initial meeting. That's
you go in and she's like, all right, so the show is going to start at about uh 9 o'clock or so. We got some you know food. We got some cold cuts. We have cold cuts and cold cuts, both.
what? Bowl cuts? Like COAL?
No, COLE. Cold cuts
The
and
fuck
cold
is a
cuts.
cold cut?
She looks at you and she just kind of like goes, "Oh, honey, you're gonna love it." She goes,
I
"Anyway,
have no I don't even know what the but what is a cold cut?
She goes,
I know what a cold cut is.
right. She goes, oh, it's right over there. It's next to the flangernon and the Pinot Noir.
What the fuck is going on?
So you're like, all right. So you feel like a little out of place. It's clearly stuff like you don't know, what she's talking
Yeah,
about.
man. I
And
feel very intimidated, probably.
yeah, a little. But then you're like, you know what? These guys are paying me to come out
Yeah,
here. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
So what if I'm a last second replacement, you know? So what if they didn't actually book
Wouldn't be the
me?
first time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you kind of think that to yourself. You kind of like you've always thought of yourself as a very solid last second replacement. It's kind of the way that you've sold yourself over the years to various jobs, people, gigs. So but you know what? It's worked out, you know? So
Has it? I don't know if it has, Pat.
so 9 o'clock rolls around and you walk out into the living room and like the Hamlet helpers are all there. Um as per their custom, it's the oldest man there is like wearing a hockey mask. They go hello,
What
and
the
like you walk
fuck?
in and like everyone just falls dead silent, and they all like look at you, and you kind of look at them, and then you go, were you expecting Fabio? And then you fart really, really loudly,
Come
and
on.
from then
Come
on out,
on.
from then on out, you're off to the races, dude. Like these guys, you got them eating out of the palm of your hand,
I
especially
open
because
with a Fabio joke and a fart.
you don't mean to fart. And honestly, you don't even really mean the Fabio thing. You just sort of like you didn't realize that you were walking into like a performance. You know what I mean? Like you like walk in and like they were all kind of like I guess like waiting for you. You didn't realize it. You know what I mean? And so you walk out and you kind of
That's
like
how the show fucking starts.
you had no
Is
idea.
me
Yeah,
just
absolutely no idea.
coming in out of nowhere.
Mhm. And so
God
you're like
damn it.
kind of like
What a,
stunned. And so that's why you go, hey, were you expecting
what happened to
Fabio?
Cassandra?
You don't see her for the rest of the night. Whenever you just like every once in a while you get a text from her that just says like be right there. And so you but
I don't even fucking care.
but it goes really well, dude. Like you kind of kill. Like again, there was kind of that weird, awkward thing at the beginning, but that fart just saved things, dude. And so, like I like to the point where like after you perform, people are coming up to you to like say like, "Oh, thanks," like, "Wow, that was really great," and like they're giving you gift cards to various Darden family restaurant groups as like a tip, you know.
How
And
much are we talking at the end of this whole thing?
oh man, so some of them it's only like like $10. But some of
I'll
them
take it.
some of them it's as high as like 100. So
Holy shit. How much in total am I walking out of there with?
$2,000 worth of Darden
What?
family restaurant group gift cards.
Holy shit. How much am I getting paid for the gig?
You get paid $500 and they fly you out there.
Okay. How much do you get paid to do the AVN show?
One
I mean, I
hundred
know
thousand
you would
dollars.
do it for free, but how
One hundred
much?
$100,000
Holy shit.
and 2 flashlights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you get to take your pick or do they already have them like assigned?
they have them assigned, and
Which ones do you get?
so they're like custom made. That's like part of the thing is that like you get two custom made
Custom house, how
flashlights.
so?
So they're just built to your specifications. I'm not going to go into, it's a little personal, but basically anything that you're into, like the stuff that you're into the most, like they're able to do with these
I'm into
flashlights.
this.
They did the version, the AVN best porno of the year award it's called This Is Not I'm Into This XXX. And it's a it's a porn parody based on the I'm Into This film series. And
Yeah.
so
The extensive. I'm into the film series.
yes. And so but yeah, so part of it is that it's $100,000 and then you get two custom made flashlights brought to you by
Like a primary and a backup,
yeah.
or like one you can have at two different locations.
Yeah, I mean,
Like on one side of your bed and then on the other side of your bed?
it's up to however you want. You know what I mean? And they're just like, we're gonna give you this fleshlight. Whatever happens next is up to you and
What do
the
you what do
fleshlight.
you do with them?
Well, I guess it's not really up to the fleshlight. What do I do with them?
Yeah, in this scenario.
Oh, well, Aaron, that's a story for a different day.
All right.
So, you do the gig, it goes well. So people are walking up to you, like I said, they're handing you Darden Family Restaurant Group, and it's all different like restaurants too, which is a little bit odd. But so so people were saying to you like, "Oh man, yeah, that was so funny. That thing when you farted at the beginning, that was hilarious. Like it didn't even smell." And so you're like, "Oh, this is like pretty cool or whatever." And so Cassandra, she's not around. Like I said, you don't see her for the rest of the evening. However, her husband is there, and he's like, he's this guy. His name is Charles Check. He's like, I'll have your
They
payment.
don't share the same last name.
No,
Sandra Weavings and Charles Check.
no, they have different last names.
Just curious.
Their children all have different last names too.
They
So
don't. None of them share a surname.
no, they have three children all with different last names. There's Ellen Flugel. There's Charles Rocket Jr. and there's Katie Toss.
Jesus Christ! They just picked out brand new first and last names for all these kids.
Yeah, and so he's like, all right, I'll have your payment in just 1 sec, Aaron. And he's like, I just gotta like take care of someone in the kitchen real quick. And you're like, all right. And so you kind of like find yourself kind of wandering a little bit around the house. Uh, at one point, you kind of like are walking, and you realize you've been walking for a while, and you see just ahead is like the library,
Yeah.
and there's like not like a shining light, but there's like it definitely is illuminated from the inside in a very warm, pleasing kind of way. There's a
Yeah. Library is very welcoming.
yeah, there's like an easy chair next to a roaring fire.
You got a live fire in this library?
Yeah, and there's no one in there.
Ah, damn. What do you mean there's nobody in there?
Just empty library. Everyone's down there. Everyone's down on the first floor, hanging out. You just kind of wandered away.
There's like not a librarian around who's taking care
No,
of who's like got
it's
an eye
just
on this fire.
it's like somebody's house. And
Oh, I thought
so,
you meant I like left the grounds and walked to the library.
oh no,
Okay.
no, no, it's the library of this dude's house, and you're kind of starting to
Okay.
realize like the inside of this house is like clearly bigger than it is on the outside.
Jesus Christ. One
So,
of those.
do you investigate?
No, Pat. I go back and I say, hey, where's my fucking money? Can I leave? I
Yeah,
have $2,000 worth of Darden Family Restaurant gift cards that I'm gonna go through quickly.
yeah, and they're all for different restaurants, but you kind of figure you can probably just use them at the same place, like whatever.
And if not, I've got $2,000 worth. I'm sure I'll be able to suck it up.
Um, so you turn around, excuse me, to head back, uh, and then like suddenly from behind you, you hear like, "Oi, love." What do you do?
I don't know anybody who talks like that.
Yeah,
I do a quick pat down to make sure I have my wallet, keys, and phone and whatever money, like check or whatever. And if I'm satisfied that I have everything I need, I just keep walking. I don't know anybody who talks like that. Like
yeah,
I'm not missing anything. What
right.
I'm trying to get out of here.
So as you continue to walk away, you hear like, "Excuse me, sir, Aaron."
Now, when they say my name, it's a little bit different. I feel like I have to like acknowledge them,
So you
even though
turn,
Turn into like a shrill voiced lady out of nowhere. Like,
So you
the
turn
fuck is
around,
happening?
and standing in the library are five figures.
God damn it. Here we
Ro-
go.
Romeo, Othello,
Yeah.
Lady Macbeth, Yorick the skeleton, and Falstaff stand in front of you. And Romeo opens his mouth and says, "Hey there, love. We're the Shakespeare Squad."
This fucking sucks. The Shakespeare Squad.
The Shakespeare Squad. And Lady Macbeth goes, "Hello, Aaron. Don't accept the money." York the skeleton is like, "Listen, Aaron, this probably seems kind of strange, but look, they're gonna try to pay you, all right? And you can't accept their money, bruh. If you do, there's gonna be a huge problem."
I go, why the fuck? I was contracted at an agreed upon price to come do a show. I flew out here. Why the fuck shouldn't I take their money? It's $500. It's not like it's $100,000 or anything. It's $500. I flew all the way across the fucking country to come do this show. My
False
time is worth that much.
Falstaff steps forward. He's fat as fuck. He's holding like a turkey leg that he's been like chewing on this whole time, and he goes, "Lad, ye must not accept it."
You haven't given me a single fucking reason why.
Macbeth
You
goes,
haven't told me why. You think I'm just gonna turn down $500 because a bunch of fucking weirdos showed up at this guy's library in his ever expanding house?
Othello's like, "Hey man, look, we're like different Shakespearean figures, and we're kind of appearing before you, and like telling you not to accept the money. And I feel
And
like,"
I look at him and I go, tell me why or get the fuck out of my
he
way.
goes, "I don't know. I just feel like if I was like some person who existed in the real world and five
I
fictional
just walked
characters."
past him. I walked past him. I shoulder check Othello. I walk past him. I don't know if he's solid or if he's ethereal. I don't know. I don't know. Do I
Yeah,
walk through him?
you walk through them.
I'm not gonna put up with that shit. You can't just show up and tell me not to do something without giving me a single fucking reason why.
Yeah,
Your mere presence does not
the
like mean
Shakespeare
that I have to
Squad.
just give this up. Like again, I flew all the way across the country from one coast to the other to get here.
Yeah. Um, and so when you pass through him, like you don't. The only thing you like the rest, most of your body feels kind of normal, but you're for just a second, your balls feel ice cold.
That fucking sucks. I'm getting the
The
fuck out of here.
so
I'm getting out of here.
you go downstairs, and they they're like, "Hey, Aaron, look, we really appreciate you coming out. That was hilarious. Love the fart stuff. Um, here you
I
go."
don't
And
even care.
they slide a check across the table to you, and they go, "And there's a little something extra in there for you."
I say thank you so much. I appreciate your time and your hospitality. And take care. And I fucking leave. I
Yeah,
go. I get out of there.
yeah. So
How much is on the check?
$800.
Okay. I still don't feel bad.
Yeah.
That rules.
So
Extra $300.
you walk back to my parents' home on Burnhamwood Drive. In the distance, you hear like a wolf pack. You go to sleep. You dream of a howling void. You wake up the next morning. Uh, fly back to Los Angeles. Uh, 2 minutes into the takeoff, the engine explodes,
What
and
the fuck?
every single person on the flight dies. They all burn to death.
God damn it.
The only thing they
Fuck.
find the wreckage of the plane, like so it goes up, and like
For
again, it's like
$800? For $800. Over $800.
so you you know, you fly, and like I said, 2 minutes into it, they're like, you hear the captain go over the intercom. He goes, This is your captain speaking, Chester Dangle. We're gonna be heading back to.
Charles Chester Dangle.
I meant just Chester Dangle. He goes, but my family growing up called me Charles, so you want to call me that? I guess you can't. And then he doesn't finish it because the engine explodes, and so
Okay.
and as you
So
like
he's
burn as you're burning to death, as he's giving this laborious explanation, you realize like you don't even know what happened. Like he so like it explodes, you burn to death. The wreckage is found right next to the it's actually the plane crashes like right next to one of the original Five Guys burgers and fries location.
oh yeah.
Yeah, in Arlington, Virginia. And
Okay.
the in the wreckage, the only thing that's found that's like not damaged in any way is that fucking check.
Great. Who fucking cares?
That
800
unsigned.
that $800 check.
Yeah, and like when the engine exploded and that right as the fire started to consume you, you look down at the check and you realize that they didn't even sign it.
Great. Great. Fuck this.
You ignore the Shakespeare squad.
Yeah, $800. Fuck you. Couldn't even tell me why. Othello.
Well, you walked
And then I
away.
then I have to spend the last few seconds of my life listening to some guy tell me about his first name that he accidentally revealed to us. That sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, but you fucking die.
Yeah, yeah, I died.
You took down a whole plane with you. And not to mention one of the original Five Guys burgers and fries.
Wait, it hit the Five Guys?
Yeah.
Or I thought you said it was just near it.
No, it well it exploded and
Oh, so it took out. Oh wow. Well, we really lost out then, I guess.
yeah, the founder his like the Five Guys original like fryer was like located there, but it's gone. But that check
What a fucking tragedy.
that check
What a
survived.
tragedy that the original fryer from the first Five Guys got wiped out in a plane accident.
One of them. One of the first guns.